One of the best Football Manager skins of this year has been made even better from a recent update, so today we're going to be showcasing one of the most game-changing skins in all of Football Manager. Hello everyone, Jake here, welcome to FMSCOUT, and as mentioned today we're going to be showcasing a brilliant skin that's had an update to be one of the best that you can get in Football Manager. We spoke about it a few months ago on the channel. I'm talking probably about Christmas time, and since then it's came on leaps and bounds to be one of the best options out there, particularly if you're looking for something different, because this skin, which is called the Musterman skin, as you can see here, is a radical skin. It's got an overhaul player profile and it's got a big focus on analytics, so for you people that love Moneyball and the idea of Moneyball and football being more widespread at the minute, this is a skin that could allow you to play a Moneyball style save, and there's plenty of customizations on this skin also. There's a light skin, a dark skin, one that has numerical attributes and one that has hidden attributes, so there's plenty to get into. But before we do, I'm going to ask you guys to smash the like button if you do enjoy this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'll be using this skin, what you like about it, what you don't like, and hopefully some of you guys will absolutely love this. Now, before we get into how to download it, it's very simple, that part, but first let's just have a look at what this skin offers. We will check it out in Football Manager in a few seconds, but just first we'll have a look at how it's described by the creator. As you can see, one of the big things is that you can have a dark skin and a light skin version. Now, I personally prefer the dark one. I've always liked the skins like that in Football Manager, but if you're someone that does like your skins on the lighter side, then you can check this one out also. You can see in every screenshot below there's going to be a version of it on the dark screen and also the light screen. But the first big change with this skin is attributes being reimagined. Firstly, the things you can see is that the attributes have been laid out completely differently. They're not in the normal categories, and instead of seeing numbers next to these attributes, you can see there's little circles. You can read the descriptions here if you want to, but basically there's a few different colours, one for excellent, good, average and poor for an attribute. It won't be easy to tell if your player has 3 finishing or 4 finishing, 17 finishing or 19 finishing. It won't be immediately obvious, and the idea of this is that in real life there is no numbered attribute between 1 and 20, of course, for how good a player is at a certain aspect of playing the game. It's all judged by someone's eyes and statistics, but it's hard to get perfectly precise. So that's the idea of this. However, if you're someone that likes the look of this skin but doesn't want this attribute style and you want to see the numbers as normal, that is something that this skin offers as well. There is an option for that, and we'll come to that later. But you can see here you have these pizza charts that it's being called. This is something that's new to the skin, I believe, on a recent update, and that's straight on your player profile screen, which I'll show you later, and you're able to straight away see how your player compares to other players in that position. There's also an enhanced version of the matchday experience, bringing the Touchline Tablet from the console version of the game to the normal PC version of the game, and we'll cover that as well. But that is the main things that you're after. If you want the full patch notes of everything that's been added to this skin, you can check it out here. But before we check it out in FM, let's have a look at how to download it. Now, it's very easy. You're going to go to the link in the description, which will take you to this web page. I'll also leave a link to the light skin as well in the description down below, and all you're going to do is hit this download now button. That'll take you to a page where the download will start automatically. If it doesn't, there'll be a button that says download manually, and once you've downloaded it, you'll see that file in your downloads. Once you've got your download, you want to copy and paste it and drag it into your skins folder on Football Manager. You'll then have a file that looks like this, and you'll need to extract the contents of that file. I've got WinRAR Archiver, which allowed me to open it. You guys should have something already on your PCs that will let you. Depending on if you've chosen the light or dark version of the game, you'll have a skin called that says 3.03. Now, I've taken the files out of here, but if you clicked into the folder, say you chose the light skin version of this skin and you click into it, there'll be some files in there that you need to drag back into your skins folder for it to work. They'll say numerical light and also graphical light if you've picked the light skin, and if it's a dark skin, it's the same thing. It's numerical dark and graphical dark. These will be the different skins that you're able to choose from once you're in FM. Once you've done that, if it's all worked, when you go onto the preferences screen of Football Manager, in this skin section, you'll be able to see your different options. Whichever one you want to add to your game, you can choose. If you have any issues with this, let me know in the comments and I'll try and help, but it should be quite simple to get to this point, and if my description wasn't very good, you can find plenty of videos out there and articles on how to add a skin to Football Manager. But there you go, once you've got it, hit confirm and then we're good to go. Now, this skin is plenty different from the normal Football Manager skin. I'm not going to go into every single detail. I'll let you guys find most of it out for yourself, but I will cover the real big things that change with this skin. Firstly, some aesthetics. aesthetic ones, if you go to the club info screen, it's almost like a club's website. Now, you might like this, you might not. I think it does work quite well, particularly if you had like the stadium images and whatnot. It would look very cool. You get all the different information here, your manager, your key player, your captain, your vice captain, all the trophies, a description of the club. Their kits are set on a banner that looks like it's the club shop, which is quite interesting. And you've also got all of your club info here, all on one screen for you to find. One thing I absolutely love about this skin though, it's a very minor change, but if you go to the club vision screen, it's actually laid out in the 5-year plan style of what the club's looking for from you. So there's your current season, next season, year 3, year 4, year 5. You get a clear plan that pops up of where the board wants to go, and you'll have all your key staff members at the bottom of the screen also. The social feed is also quite interesting because even though these aren't clickable, the idea is it's meant to look like an actual social media page. Again, these are minor aesthetic changes that aren't going to completely change the way you play Football Manager, but they are certainly nice additions. But then we get onto the things that actually affect the game in a big way. And that is the player profile screen where, like I mentioned before, there's a big focus on the statistics of a player as opposed to their attributes. So straight away, you are greeted with all of their key stats. On top of that, the skin has added something they're calling archetypes. So you can see the style of player a player is at a quick glance, whether it's a fox in the box player, a striker player, someone that's considered a maestro, or the one highlighted for our player, Kenneth Taylor here, is a quarterback. So straight away, you could look at him and get an idea, okay, he's a player that loves to spray passes out for his teammates, and we can tell that based on his statistics. The bigger the slices of the pizza chart, if you want to call it that, the better a player is in that area. As you can see, he's not the best dribbler, but he is a very good passer. And you can adjust this as well to compare him to, say, central defenders. Maybe you want to compare him to defensive midfielders and get an idea of where he lacks and where he shines, and if he is a good player. And of course, this is a player that we currently have at Ajax, but if you're scouting someone, this is going to make it very interesting in terms of finding the right player for your team. Now, just to show you, if you do like the numerical attributes, this is what they'll look like. I believe you can adjust the colouring yourself if you want them to be brighter or darker. I think it's actually my settings here that make these attributes look quite dull. But straight away, you get the idea of your player's ability. You can also set their training from this screen here, which is very handy. You can see their medical history, their pros and cons, their season stats, all on one screen. But I'll quickly swap to the version that doesn't have attributes to show you how that looks. Here you go. I've switched over to the graphical skin and also to the light version of the skin to show you what that would look like. And you can see straight away this is more realistic in terms of not having an exact number for a player. Instead, as mentioned earlier, players are grouped into 4 different categories. Depending on how good they are at a certain attribute, the darker the colour of the circle, the better that player is. So clearly Francisco Conchacao here is a player with great flair and dribbling ability as well as agility, and that's what you'll learn from him straight away at a first glance without delving too much into his statistics. Another minor change that you guys might like is the news page. I'm a big fan of this. The news is set out in a way that it might look like in real life. You can click on different elements of the screen to find out more, whether it's this page here, it takes you to the social feed. Again, a minor change, but definitely adds to the whole experience of Football Manager. This is the first time I'm seeing this, but we're going into a match here to see what it looks like in the in-game experience. And I do like these team sheets. I think they do look very cool, but we're just going to go ahead and get rid of the team tour. And we're going to see how the Touchline Tablet from the console version looks in this FM world. So if I just switch this to be key highlights only, and match speed drawing highlights to be maximum, hopefully we can get this highlight done and dusted. And there you go, we've got the Touchline Tablet like it is in the console games. You can go across and find all the information you want about anything to do with the match, all in one easy to access place, all in front of you. In honesty, I don't know why this isn't the way that Football Manager is set out normally on the PC. I feel like it's a lot more natural. The ease of getting across to certain parts of the game that I usually just don't look at because I can't be bothered to click around. The heat maps, the action zones, it's great just to be able to click on something and see it straight away. So there's the Musterman skin in both dark and light versions, a graphical version where you don't have attributes and also your standard attribute version. It allows you to play Moneyball style football in Football Manager, as well as having some additional aesthetic changes that I think really enhance the game. Particularly, I won't call this one aesthetic, but particularly this Touchline Tablet I absolutely love. If you have enjoyed this skin and you're going to check it out, let us know in the comments down below. It's a brilliant skin and the creator has done some great work on it and they're constantly updating it, so thank you very much for letting us showcase this. With that being said, have a great day everyone. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.